you got that one crisp.
Very crisp. Hey, Catalyst crew. Welcome to Catalyst Corner, episode 57.
It's quite a few now.
Yeah, it's Sunday, so we've got partially proficient on us with us.
Partially proficient's the name, actually.
Yeah, let me do it again. We've got partially proficient on here with us, and yeah. Let's get into it. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing good, actually, lately. You know, a few wins come up recently for me. Paid off all my cards again, so I was debt-free.
Wow.
Debt-free for just like a minute there.
I know, it feels good, though.
Yeah, just for a minute. And then I pre-ordered the new 10th edition launch box for Warhammer 40K. So that was like over $200. So that hurts.
Damn.
Yeah. But also,
Listen,
I got myself a little
I'm going to be real with you. Cavill's been plugging it.
good.
Yeah.
I need it to go to more people.
Although I will say, the Netflix team has been really pushing Witcher.
Yeah, well,
I'm not excited about it at
No,
all.
it looks terrible.
So just to be clear to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be a very video game centric episode.
oh yeah, it's pretty much all we got to talk about today.
But one thing that happened on Summerfest
Mm-hmm.
is they dropped the new Witcher trailer.
Oh, did they?
And it looks fair at best,
Okay.
but knowing everything that kind of sits on it
Yeah,
ruins it.
everything else that's
Oh
gone
my God!
on and
Like
the people behind it.
I
sure.
watched it. To be fair, and after watching it, I was like, "Yeah, Henry Cavill looks good.
Yep.
Everything else looks bad."
Yep.
So I am totally divorced from it at this point.
You just gotta leave it alone, man.
And that's the thing, is that we get about 2,000 downloads a month at this point, which again, we appreciate everybody that's part of the
Yeah, you
Catalyst
guys
crew.
are fucking great.
Oh, we wouldn't be able to do it without you.
Yeah.
But I will say this. We're not watching season 3. I know a lot of people have come out and said, like, oh, I'll watch it because it's Cavill and then I'm done.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to give her...
A second of watch time more.
No, because if I do, she's
It
going
tells
to get...
people.
Well, so the thing is this, is that she's negotiated with Netflix. If she gets the watch time,
Yeah.
she's going to be able to do 4 and 5 together.
Yeah. So
And
you just can't give her anything.
Right, especially with the way she's kind of taken the story.
Right.
So I'm moving away from that.
It's a wise move.
Let me tell you a personal story.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 German Shepherds.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah, I've seen them. Like them. Good dogs.
Yeah, they're decent.
Mm-hmm.
They have we have a male and a female. The male is he's high energy.
Yeah. He's a young dog.
He tore up our backyard.
Okay.
It's all dirt.
Right.
So my partner this year said, I want grass again.
Yeah.
I don't care. It
Sure.
means nothing to
Right,
me.
whatever.
But I was like, all right,
Okay.
we'll give you grass. She fenced off the backyard.
Yep.
So now I have this square where I can take them out to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
And I have a 40% success rate of them actually going. Oh, they're
I see.
spoiled.
Yeah, they don't like it.
What ends up happening is if I fail, she works hard. She works at a hospital. She's,
Yeah. It's a lot
If
of
I-
overtime.
look.
It's a hard job.
yeah. If I fail, they're going to go in the house.
Yes, true.
I have big dogs.
Yeah, big shits.
Big shits. It would be the equivalent of a grown man going on either your kitchen area or your fireplace if you have
Sure.
more,
Sure.
and taking a full grown shit.
Yeah.
I have come out
Man-sized shits.
Right. But the thing is, they don't tell you this about dogs. I've come out to human-sized or bigger, mythological shits in my house.
Yeah, I know.
It is horrible.
Yeah,
and then I
it's
go
bad.
to therapy, and I'm like, oh, it's tough. And the guy's like, oh, you're a psychopath because you don't love dogs. And I'm like, no, I don't love human-sized shits.
In your house, yeah, in your
Right. Like,
fireplace.
who the fuck wants that? Do you want that?
No, I don't
No.
want that.
So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Although I will say, all credit to my partner.
Yeah.
We have grass in the backyard again.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, it looks so pretty.
It's nice, man.
But I'm dealing with human shits in my house.
Yeah. So
What
as
do
I
you
was
got?
going
What do
on,
you got?
got myself that little treat recently. It was fun. I'm gonna get that painted up and post it never maybe on my
I've been
TikTok.
Look, I'm going to be real with you. I've been watching more and more painting.
It's good. It's
of the
very
40K.
relaxing.
I've been watching yours,
Yeah.
and I've been watching some. Who's that guy I watch?
Squidmar.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, he's
He
fantastic.
goes on Fiverr. He purchases some
Yeah, he'll grab up some-
mid tier, and then he goes with professionals.
Right. Gets like all these fantastic painters.
Look, I want you to paint for Squidmar. Yeah, I know.
That's gonna.
Look,
I would have to take some time.
yeah, and I'm sure it would come out good because I've seen
I've
seen your
some
work.
of these guys.
I know, but I've seen your work, and I think you have the potential to do it. And
I'm
if you
working on it.
look,
I'm working on it.
we got 2,000 plus downloading every month.
Yeah.
If you listen
show
to the
'em.
crew, I want you to tell partially proficient Paul that he's got the skills.
Oh yeah, you gotta deal with my imposter syndrome real quick. But yeah. So let me tell you something else I got.
What else you got?
So I got a little game called Street Fighter 6. And look, we've talked about this before.
I'm
Me
gonna
and
be
Evan.
real.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good about Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, it's.
I don't love the
fantastic.
art style.
I think it's something that it's like an acquired
Look,
taste to an extent.
It's a little more cartoony,
Yep.
but from what I've heard from a like fighting standpoint,
Oh, the gameplay is.
there's not much
Just-
better.
It's so tight. It's top notch in every regard.
What are you playing on Xbox X?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
play on the Series X because
Okay.
I'm not one of the PlayStation people. I'm
Well,
sorry.
they got PC too.
Yeah.
You know,
So
don't hate the computer clan.
I'm not. Look, all
Who
to
do
their
you main?
been playing some Zangief.
Zangief. Does he have the chest hair?
Of course. Don't ask fucking stupid
I know.
questions.
Well, for those of
Right.
you who don't know,
Yeah, the big giant Russian
So,
wrestler man.
let
That's
me
who I
ask you
go
this
with.
though, because I've heard some controversy.
Yeah, it's had its ups and downs. No, I know where you're going, but yeah, go ahead with it.
Yeah, he's painted green.
What?
Have you heard that?
Who's painted green?
What's his face with the Barco, whatever his name is?
Blanca?
Yeah, he's painted green.
He's just a green man. He's always been a green
I know
man.
he's always been a green man, but is there some dialogue in the game that says he painted his skin green?
If it is, I haven't gotten there.
Well, I think you need to get
I've been
there.
playing nothing but like online matches.
How's the well? All right. So here's the thing. You and I. Well, you know me. I'm
Right.
very like Mortal Kombat centric.
Right. That's your go-to fight.
I like it. You know, I like the violence, which you don't get in Street Fighter, to be fair.
No.
And I also like, kind of to a point, the accessibility. Because
Right.
to me, Street Fighter was all like, look, call me an idiot if you want, but Street Fighter always required kind of more skill.
It has a very tight control layout, and
Sure.
the timings can be very strict.
Like if you had if you had an arcade controller, it's a little easier.
Right, it is.
But like on a modern
Regular
day
stick,
controller,
yeah.
it's hard to play.
It is hard. It can be very, very hard.
But Mortal Kombat, I think, has done a great job of kind of bypassing the arcade control
It
scheme.
has more generous timings with like getting out specials and
But it's a
everything.
little slower.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
And actually, this is what I want to talk about. Is they have they put in this feature
Okay.
where you can switch from the classic controls where you have to input like multiple buttons to get a
That-
special out.
Yeah, that's your typical like six button.
Yeah, it has like 6-button, 3 types of punch, 3 types of kick type deal.
Right.
And you have to have multiple inputs to do like special attacks.
Sure.
They did a modern control scheme with like 1-button specials that you lose some of your neutral buttons. You do a little bit less damage, but like the consistency.
What's the like? How does the community feel about kind of simplifying the controls?
It's pretty split. Like, there's a lot of people who are fine with it, and they're like, "Hey, this is gonna get more people into Street Fighter." These people are going to come in, they'll learn the game, and once they learn the game, they'll switch to regular control so that they can get the extra damage, more combos, and play at the higher end. And then there's the purists who are just like, if you aren't willing to immediately invest the time, if you aren't willing to do the same
played since the beginning.
This is how I had to get into it. I had to learn the hard combos.
I spent 5 years learning how to play
before
Zangief.
I could be good.
Right.
So you have to do the same, or I don't want you.
All right. So let me say this about it.
Sure.
Because I know this has been a big controversy.
Mm-hmm.
So
a little bit of outcry.
Sure. And I think Mortal Kombat has always been more accessible.
I think overall, you're right.
Let me adjust that. The modern games have been more accessible.
Yes.
NetherRealms.
That I will give you.
So NetherRealms games have been more accessible. Like, take Midway out of it.
Sure.
And I know you have the easy fatalities or whatever, but I'm talking about just from a gameplay standpoint. I think it's a lot easier to play a Mortal Kombat game than, say, a Street Fighter game.
Slower paced overall.
Sure. And the combos are easier to hit, and you can even chain easier than maybe a Street Fighter game.
Sure.
What I like about them doing kind of a one-button special move is it makes it more accessible to people who haven't played, or maybe they tried
if this is your first Street Fighter, you only dabbled before.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one to get in on.
And again, I don't expect any of the high-level play to use the modern control.
You're not going to see modern controls at EVO. It's never going to happen.
Right. But I will say, good on the Street Fighter team,
Capcom has been killing it.
Right. To try to, make a balanced fighter with modern controls.
Let me just jump on. Let me dick ride Capcom a little bit here.
Get on that. I'm spitting on it for you.
Thanks, man. I needed that.
I need the loop.
They haven't missed recently. There's been a renaissance of Capcom in the past 5 years.
Give
6 years.
Give me 5 years of Capcom.
Street Fighter
5.
Street Fighter 5 and 6 are phenomenal.
Yep.
Monster Hunter World.
Let me ask you this. Where's Monster Hunter World 2?
In the works is what I hear.
What do you think? 2025 or 26?
I don't know. But
all right, we'll get to that.
Does that not... Come on.
Look.
Masterpiece.
I'll be honest with you. I'd never touched Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. When World came out, I'm addicted.
Yeah, it's huge. It's fantastic.
It was done so well for a modern audience.
Right.
It got me into the series.
Right. And that's what they've been doing with a lot of their stuff, because let me give you the next one that I'm going to dick ride them for. The RE2 and RE4 remakes.
Well, even RE3. Don't discount that.
It's lesser than the others.
Yeah, but don't... All right. The game is lesser, but don't discount the remake.
No, I won't. I won't. It is great.
Here's the thing.
But, come on. RE8,
so,
RE2 remake, come on. They have not missed.
So my partner and I, my partner is very anti, old stuff.
Right.
We've thought about this. She won't touch even movies, that came out before, 97.
Good Lord.
I know. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
However, we played the RE1 and the RE2 remake and the RE3 remake. And I got the same feels from when I played it when I was a kid.
Right.
And she loved it.
Right.
And then we tried to play RE4 on the PS5.
Okay.
Before the remake came out. And it didn't feel right.
Okay.
And even she was getting frustrated with the controls because she plays.
Right.
So she was like, I don't like this.
Right.
And the remake came out.
Yep.
And they did an incredible job.
Yep.
So she's 100% on board with Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if they're going to do 5 and 6 or Veronica. Like, I don't know.
I'm here for it, whatever they want to do.
Same with me. I think that Capcom has been, nailing it. I thought 8 is one of my favorite Resident Evil games ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so good.
Fucking insanely good.
How do you feel about the first person switch?
So it was a jarring move for the series.
In
but
7.
Yeah, I know. In 7. And then in continuing into 8. It was jarring, but it's exactly what they needed.
How do you feel about, like, if they... I shouldn't say if. When they go to 9, would you be okay if they kept the first person?
Yeah. I think that
Because
they
it's not
really...
going to be Ethan.
I think you can keep first person.
Yeah.
I think if they were to switch back to third person, it's been a long enough distance from it where that's going to be fresher again.
Because the remakes feel good.
I think again. So just to go into it, like
Yeah.
all of these are kind of examples of the same thing.
Yeah.
The RE remakes are modernizing their classics.
And they feel good.
Monster Hunter World is a modernization of the ideas that they created initially
Right.
in
'cause
Monster Hunter.
They're not introducing anything like
Street
crazy.
Fighter 6, its modern controls
Yeah.
is bringing the new players in. It's saying, hey, we're
Well-
willing to give you this little bit.
Right.
And if you play on the
we're
same
bringing
level
you in.
of these people,
Yeah.
look, everything else is you're on their level. Like, even if you're using modern controls,
Right.
your consistency of specials is better, but your damage is worse and you have less combos. So if you're getting to gold, you're getting to platinum with those controls.
Like if you're making it to that
those
level,
people.
right? Your skill set is as good, if not better, than
Right, you're
the
playing with
seasoned
less
veterans.
tools.
Right.
Now, that's
I
not to
don't-
say
well, I
when
know
you
there's
throw
been a
those
lot
new
of
tools
uproar,
in,
though.
it's not going to fucking jam your game up or change it, or you'll perform lower until you learn it.
Right.
But you are learning the fundamentals at a great level by removing that barrier to entry.
Right. So here's the thing.
Right.
Is I know there's been a lot of uproar,
Yeah.
but I agree with you. And I think if you're as good of a Street Fighter player as you think you are,
Right.
this shouldn't mean anything
Right.
to you.
These modern control players really shouldn't bother you if
Right.
you're all that.
And even if it does bother you, you should look at it as, okay, they've made it easier for everyone. I need to get better.
Right. It's just
And
a
that-
drive to improve.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, do you really just want to be,
Right.
whatever you are on the
Wherever
Street
you
Fighter
stand
scale?
right now.
Right. Like, because to me, right? So we
Right.
get the new Mortal Kombat coming out in September.
Right. Another one we got to hop right on.
Oh, of course. And we'll get to that.
Right.
But the thing is that for 11, you and I both kind of got pretty far.
Yeah. We
I mean, we
climbed
both
pretty high in
hit
the
Elder
ranks.
God on the online.
Yep.
And the thing is this, right? So when I hear that there's a new Mortal Kombat, I don't
Right.
go, oh, well, I made Elder God in 11. That's where I want to be.
That's where I wanna stand.
In quote-unquote 12.
Right.
No, I want to be better.
Yeah, you want to start making some numbered ranks
Right.
if possible.
Of
you know?
course. And the thing is this, right? Is that if you don't, shut the fuck up.
Right. If you're
You
not
know,
trying
if you're
to
okay
improve.
with just being like mediocre, or even if you're good, just
Right.
staying in your tier,
Right.
sure. But shut the fuck up. Because
Right.
the rest of us, if you're introducing a new mechanic
Right.
and you can't adjust to the new mechanic,
Right.
you're not good at the game.
Right. If some guy being able to do his specials easily is going to overtake you,
Then you're not good.
right. Why are you're not even trying to get better at that point.
I think what's going to happen
Right.
is 3 or 4 months, even 6,
Right.
are going to go by. And then what you're going to see is a change in kind of the hierarchy of who's good at Street Fighter.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not much. But like
Right,
people
not on the professional level,
right,
but like you'll have
or I
a
would
shake
even
up.
argue that like maybe people that don't belong there like will fall off.
Right. The people who jumped up to super high ranks by surprise because they use the new controls, they won't stay there. Because people will adjust to the easier specials,
Yeah.
and the people who really are better are going to overtake it.
So you've been playing Zangief.
Yeah, little Zangief. And I won't lie. I tried him out with the modern controllers. I played some ranked with it. I wanted to
What are
see
you
what I
playing
could
on
do.
Xbox?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Series X, like we said before.
Is it like PS4 like Xbox X sort of generation, or is it just
Yeah, it's PS5. It's new gen. It's like
all right? So there's no PS4 or anything like that.
Don't think so. I don't think it's
All right,
ported to
because
the
I know like a lot of
passport.
the uproar of MK1 is like it's PC, PS5, Xbox XS.
Yeah, I
And
could even be
people
wrong.
are upset
I
about
could be.
that.
I don't know
They're just
for
like,
sure.
oh, where's PS4? And it's like
That's
you
how
know,
old of a
the
system
game's
at this point.
right. The PS5's been out for what, 3 years?
It hasn't really. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's like,
So it's like-
at what point do we say like
We're
hey,
not supporting the old hardware
right?
anymore.
Like the PS4 doesn't have the RAM to,
we don't want to limit new games by its hardware anymore.
yeah. All right.
All right. Yeah.
So obviously Street Fighter's hitting really hard with the community.
God, I love it.
It's been a very good year for fighting games.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an amazing one.
I want to talk about, before we get into what I really want to talk about, I want to talk about Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, Twitch. So basically, for those of you who don't know, because I know we get kind of a mixed bag who listen.
Yeah. People who are into this sort of news
Sure.
are different otherwise. Some of the more
So
movie stuff.
Twitch has been around for a minute.
Right. Yeah, it's
You know,
been the leading guy
They
for
have
a time.
a good partnership with Amazon, so like they're
Yeah.
very well funded.
Right.
But they've always, here's the thing, their CEO has always been kind of an absentee father,
Okay, yeah.
and as a result, there's been a lot of controversy, like continuously for this platform.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, we had,
Tumultuous history.
yeah, they had the deer.
Oh God, yeah, the fucking deer.
He I don't even know what her pronouns
They.
were. They were were they part of the
It
what
was
the
like
committee?
the partner content like
Yeah,
guideline team or
yeah.
some weird like, hey, we took our creators and we're making them
Right,
part
they
of
have a
like
stake.
how to moderate and like control
Right, to make sure
the
there's no
platform.
racism or sexism
or that we're not discriminating against members of the community, and it was just a very strange move that I think almost immediately got retired.
I've been very vocal about, people that quote unquote run companies that
Mm-hmm.
don't actually know what the companies do.
Yeah, how it works.
Right, that bothers me.
Sure, makes sense.
And I think that when you do that, when you think that you can just run a business because business is business,
Right. It's all the same.
right, shit suffers.
Yeah, of course it does. Understanding the nuance matters.
Of course, the CEO of Twitch has no connection to the game world.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is I know he did an interview, right?
Yeah.
Very recently, like some VTuber type thing.
Okay.
And from what I saw on Twitter, like overall, like I feel like reactions were positive.
He's benign.
Sure, I think a lot of people tried to, or they like kind of identified with him. He wasn't dressed up in the whole suit and tie affair. He didn't
pulled a
try to
Phil
come on.
Yeah, I get it. He pulled a
Sure.
Phil Spencer.
Right. So I don't know. I guess he came off as more relatable. I know there's been some controversy around some of the stuff he said in that
Sure,
interview.
But here's the problem, right?
Okay.
is that they just released their new terms and agreement.
Oh, the what was it? The update on the content of advertising and all that. Yeah.
So here's what blows my mind.
Okay.
There's at least 3 other services that could be considered a competitor of Twitch.
Sure, like YouTube Live.
Right. You know, I would even say Facebook gaming to a lesser extent.
Maybe.
But all right, let's take it all back. YouTube Live is the biggest.
Yeah, that's
right?
its main
All
competitor.
right. So and that's backed by Google. Like, there's deep money pockets.
Yeah, they have the funds to make that work.
Sure. And without any argument, like, Twitch was the original, so they have the market share. Because Microsoft tried to get into the game and they failed.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
Why on earth would you think it was a good decision to isolate? And again, for those of you who don't know, a lot of the, quote unquote popular YouTubers also are Twitch streamers.
Right.
Like, that's how
Quite
you
a
kind
few of them do it.
Right.
Diversify their income.
Right. You make your money on YouTube, you make money on Twitch because you have the fan base, whatever.
Right.
Why on earth would you think it was a good idea to isolate your creators? Right? You've already taken...
They're shifting to their 50-50 split.
Right. You've already it used to be 70-30.
Right.
Which, to me, makes sense. Right?
I think it's already higher than the competitors.
Sure, but your creative people should be taking the lion's share.
Sure. Yeah.
You deserve money. Because you're bringing, the platform and the audience.
And that's what I'm saying. The creative people on other platforms already get better than 70-30 is my understanding.
But even 70-30, I think, is not insane.
Sure.
But they switched it.
Yeah, now 50-50.
Right. They came out first with a 50-50 split, which I don't think is fair.
Right.
Because you're not,
you're not 50% of the reason people are there.
Catalyst deals with this with Etsy.
Yeah.
Etsy takes a huge chunk of our revenue.
Unless you shop on the store.
Or you come visit us at the cons.
Yeah, Grand State Con coming up.
Yeah, but anyway, 50-50 doesn't seem right. I think 70-30 is a fair split.
Right.
It's not like they're coming out with this new technology or these new algorithms that, like, help you earn income or anything.
Right, no.
No, it's just, oh, hey, we got a big user base. We want...
Right. There's so many clicks on us a day. Right.
So, and then on top of all of that, right, so you bring that out.
Yep.
And as an adjustment, your top users go, all right, whatever, we're going to do in-house advertising.
Right.
And
more sponsors, because that's where they get most of their money anyways.
And basically what that means, for the users of you don't know, it's in-house commercials, basically.
Right. Say G Fuel is their sponsor.
Right. Like, we're going to take a minute and we're going to talk about XYZ.
Right. They'll make that whole
instead of it pausing
block.
And then the platform gives you an ad.
Right, exactly.
So basically, they've done that, right? And then they take it a step further, which I think is a huge miscalculation. And they say, we've released a new terms and conditions.
Yep.
You can no longer, do that basically.
Right. Hey, on-screen ads have to be limited to 3% of total screen size.
Right. And again, generally, most streams are under an hour.
Right.
Right.
And you cannot have baked-in ads. You can't advertise a product openly as a part of your stream.
Right. With the mentality that those advertisers were going to kind of funnel through Twitch now.
Right.
Not that Twitch was hurting for money.
Right.
So, as a result, like, here's the disconnect that I think these corpos are making with, like, the general populace.
Right.
Because it's happening with Reddit as well.
Yeah, they've made a major misstep recently too.
Right.
PR
They're like, oh, we're not going to do.
They're going to charge a lot for
parties.
clicks for API.
Right. Your
and,
APIs are going to be. So, the thing is this, right? Is that we tolerate these corporations,
right.
but in their heads, we love them.
Right. Even tolerating them is approving what they're doing.
Right. It's a pain point to even tolerate them.
Yep.
But in their head, they're like, oh, they love us.
Right.
We don't.
Oh, they're wicked into it. Yeah. They're still clicking, so they still like it.
Right. And the fact that Apollo on Reddit is going to shut down,
Yeah.
and you're going to talk about, cutting off the revenue. And again, like, the top Twitch streamers are, they're making more money than you and I.
Sure.
But
significantly.
Sure. But even still,
right.
those guys are not, corpo rich.
Yeah, they're not the hyper rich.
No, of course not.
And look, they're out there earning it. They're the ones creating the content.
Right.
They're the ones who people are there to see.
Right. And I'm not a lunatic. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, they shouldn't take any cut.
Right, sure.
But as soon as you think that what you're offering
right
is 50% of the revenue, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Between that and
like, what are you doing that's like half of the work?
They're hampering their ability to get paid elsewhere.
Well, the truth is going to be this, right?
Right.
If they don't back down, which they've already released that they're going to back down.
Right.
But if they didn't,
Yeah.
right, everyone's going to move to YouTube Live.
Right. But there was a perfect take on this.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Love him or hate him, I got mixed feelings on the guy myself. Did you see there was a tweet put out by Pay Money Wubby?
I used to love Pay.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
He's hit or miss.
He's a big Twitch.
His takes can be incredibly cold sometimes. Say,
yeah, he's
this isn't one of them.
Outspoken.
This isn't one of them.
What did he say?
So it was like a short clip where he showed a part of that interview that the CEO did.
Yeah.
Where she was basically throwing him a softball question like, hey, okay, you're asking for more of the money, but like, it sounds to me like you're pushing your creators to be more independent and seek more sponsorships and kind of create their own revenue. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly it. We just want to make it easier for our creators to work with more sponsors and create better sponsored content.
Yeah,
and
I think what these corpos
it was like
don't understand.
A week later, he cuts to the new policy changes, which patently make it harder
to do that.
To do exactly that.
I think what these corpos don't understand, and I would even argue YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Is that at the end of the day,
right,
you need us.
Yeah.
So if you keep making things harder and harder to, if you make it harder to stream,
right,
someone is eventually going to come up with a platform that makes the majority of us, or even not even the majority, like the majority of the people that follow the big guys,
right,
more comfortable.
All they need is another large enough
a 70-30.
A large enough bite taken out of their viewer base to a new platform. YouTube Live already did that once.
Right.
It wasn't everyone. It wasn't even the majority, but it was a large enough bite.
And
another
grief.
one.
Right.
Another one again where you have a three-way playing field.
Yeah.
Well, now all of a sudden you're not the overwhelming majority in the play space. This is how they spell their own downfall, honestly. But who knows? Time will tell. They pretty much immediately repealed those changes just due to the outrage.
And you know what's crazy?
Which is good.
It is good, but at the same time, from a PR standpoint, nothing makes you look weaker, right?
Right.
Here's the thing, because we've seen this a couple of times now.
Sure.
You've had these kind of mega corporations. It happened with Wizards of the Coast, right?
I was actually going to bring this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it.
Right. So you have these kind of megacorps make these irrational decisions.
Terrible
that
choices.
don't have anything to do, with boots on the ground kind of people.
Right.
And then as soon as, reality hits them,
Right.
they
swing back.
backpedal almost immediately.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm scared of. So again, this is what we saw with Wizards of the Coast. Is I think they're doing a bait and switch.
Okay.
You come out with these absolutely terrible, unreasonable terms and
Right.
changes.
You want to remove the OEL
People-
or whatever.
OGL.
OGL.
And then people backlash and kick and scream and get upset, and you say, hey,
Right.
we're sorry. Instead, we'll do this. And it's still worse than what already exists.
Right.
But it's not as
it's
bad.
less worse. Right.
It's less bad than what they said the first time. So everyone kind of rolls over and accepts
Right. Because
it.
at least it still exists. But
right.
like,
At least it's not the other thing you said.
all right. So what I want to talk about now, let's
Yeah.
move away from Twitch. I think
Yeah,
here's the
it's
thing.
enough on it.
I think they're heading towards disaster.
Yeah, they've made some really questionable choices.
Which is-
the CEO, I think, has made himself
Well,
look
The CEO is
incompetent
always,
off the bat.
well, he's always kind of come across as like, I don't care about this. I'm a CEO to be
Hands
the
off.
CEO,
Right.
sort of thing. It's a shame because I honestly believe Twitch is a good, product.
Yeah, it would be nice to see more care from the highest level of it.
Right. I think if you
and
got someone
understanding
in
of why
there,
it works.
I think what they should do, the best course of action would be to oust the CEO
Okay. Yep.
and then get someone in there that at least, I'm not saying that like loves gaming, but at least understands kind of,
Has watched a stream in their life, maybe?
sure, like
Yeah.
what the actual kind of animal is.
Has some sort of idea what the viewer base looks
right,
like.
right, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
But,
I-
well,
it's tough because
here's the
they
thing.
gotta.
A lot of the major Twitch streamers
Right.
are like, I'm talking about like Asmongold and like
Yeah.
even Charlie.
Yeah.
And, those kind of guys are just like, well, fuck it. We'll find somewhere else.
Right.
Even Wubby is.
Yeah, a lot of
them.
them. Those sort have that sort of feeling.
All right.
No. Yeah,
Let's pivot. Let's pivot.
make the PR about him more negative.
I
Let's
know.
pivot.
I hate him. Let's pivot. So, you know how I feel about Jeff Keighley.
I do. You love him.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's your fucking guy. It's the
Listen,
exact opposite.
He's so impressive
Yeah.
to me, because he's someone that loves gaming.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
first E3 way back
Cool.
in the day,
That's super cool.
and he's been able to kind of create this empire,
Right.
right? Because obviously the Game Awards has made E3 irrelevant.
Irrelevant, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's become the new thing.
Oh my God! Like, tell me how excited you are when you watch the game. There's world premieres.
I think it was the smartest move. You
Oh my
update
God.
it from this
It's
like showcase
exciting.
to
It's the Oscars
like I
of
said,
gaming.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the yearly awards for
Oh.
who was the best of the best.
Right.
And during this, we're going to
Yeah.
show you everything that's to come.
And it's honest.
Yeah,
right?
it
It
is.
doesn't feel like the Oscars where it's just like, oh, you placated to the Academy.
Right.
No.
Right.
When, like, here's a great example. I would say that God of War is one of the best games that came out last year.
Sure.
Elden Ring's better.
It is.
From a political standpoint, God of War's better.
I can see what you mean.
Like,
It's a better cinematic experience.
sure. Who won?
Elden Ring.
Which is the correct winner.
Right. It's the one that deserved
And
it.
I don't think that would happen in a quote-unquote Oscars of gaming.
No. It's the best possible award
Right.
show for
So
it.
it feels authentic. It feels honest. There's
Right.
transparency.
It brings a lot of genuine hype to everything it
Right,
showcases.
right. And then you get the games that, you basically get the E3 experience.
Right.
You get games that,
wraps it all into one.
right, haven't been announced.
Right.
And so what did Jeff Keighley say? He said, you know what? You love the Game Awards, which happened in December for those who don't know.
Yep.
we're gonna do a summer games fest.
Just for you boys. Give you
Right.
a little double dose.
And what do we get? So now we get one in June,
Yeah.
and we get one in December.
A mid-year and an end of
Oh
year.
my God, he's a
Perfect.
genius.
Yeah. No.
What did we
great.
get? What did we get? We got Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, they showed
Which-
a lot of it at Games Fest.
Well, it's very interesting to see how that played out,
Yeah.
right? Because we got the, traditional trailer.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, the game looks great.
Yeah.
And
it
we
looks
said that,
very
look,
good.
We said this from the beginning. You and I are huge fans of
Oh,
MK11.
it's our thing. Yeah.
Right. They're using the same engine,
Yep.
updated graphics.
Yeah, and you can tell. Not necessarily from the not E3, Jesus, Games Fest trailer.
Right, which I thought was interesting. Like,
But there's been further gameplay put
Right,
out on
when
an
you
updated
see-
build.
when
and-
you see the
looks
games,
crispy
when you
clean.
see the Summer Games Fest trailer, right? And this is
Right,
true.
right.
A lot of people have said, "Oh, it doesn't look that good." Like, the graphics look almost lesser than 11.
Right. Right, and I get what they mean.
But then they invited, YouTube streamers, the big guys,
The guys who
Super-
play,
right,
those Maximilian dude,
right,
yep.
exactly.
The fighting game guys.
Right. They brought them out. They let
Yep.
them play the build.
Yep.
And then we got to see what
God, it looks good.
I know, the most up-to-date build looks like. And it looks,
Phenomenal.
I don't even have the words for it. Because the thing is like,
The stages are deep,
I love
intricate.
I love MK11.
Yeah.
I think it
it's
is
so
it
good.
is such a, course correction,
Yep.
right? MKX was good.
Yep.
MK9 was too slow.
Okay. Yep.
MKX was good.
Mm-hmm.
MK11 was like
Perfect. Fine tuned.
Right,
They dialed
right.
it in.
We've played it. We played the tutorials, everything. Like
Right.
it's
story,
so,
the online
right.
extensive.
And we've talked about this with Street Fighter. Like it lets people who haven't played in. There's no gatekeeping.
Right.
Like if you want to
If
play,
if you want to learn a fighting game, I think if you want to learn
MK11's
fighting
up-
games
yeah.
in general,
Yeah.
MK11 is one of the best.
one of the best.
It has tutorials about frame data.
I know.
It
is.
It's
it
insanely
teaches you how to
good.
play.
Right.
Like no other game has ever taught us. Mm-hmm. And now we have MK11 or 1.
MK1.
Yeah, MK11,
One less one.
MK1, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about constant 60 frames a second
Yep.
cameo fighters, which I think is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
people were hating
An
on that,
interesting change.
but when you see it, when you see what can actually come out of that,
It's kind of it's an interesting change.
I think
it's
you're gonna get
almost
some,
like
like-
your Marvel vs. Capcom 3 assist fighters
right, but even
type
deeper
deal.
because I think what you're going to get out a lot of that is like high level play. People are going to quit because you're going to do 300-400 points of damage.
See, it's going to be a swinging game, but I think it'll be interesting to see at the elite level.
Yeah, the balance is, even from what we've seen,
Right.
the balance is so good.
It's going to be cool. I can't wait for it personally. Yeah.
I know. And before we move on, I just
Right.
want to say, like, Ed Boon has given, a couple, like, look, we've been making coasters for the MK Collective for the last,
yeah.
We're going to keep doing it until the game comes out.
Fucking please look at us, Ed. Please, God.
Oh, I love it.
If you
but-
just look at us once.
Yeah, look at it and share it. But I will say, like, I've seen Ed kind of give interviews and stuff.
Right.
Talk
yeah.
about, like, a down-to-earth, like, nice guy.
Very cool guy.
Yeah, like, he's just one life.
Yeah. He's making what he wants to make.
Yeah.
And it's what people want.
Right.
That's the perfect scenario.
Oh, my God. And he just, you
You're
can
not-
see it.
He's not the genius making something he hates because it's what sells.
Right.
And yeah.
Oh, my,
Oh, my
God.
God.
He's just a happy guy.
He's not some fucking idiot trying to make something that will make everyone happy.
No.
He has it all. He's happy with what he makes.
Right. And he doesn't own it because Warner Brother owns it or whatever, but he's just, you can tell that's the kind of mentality of someone that's won.
Yeah, for real. You said to me earlier, you look at his face.
Yeah.
For a man of his age, he's surprisingly very youthful looking.
Yeah.
Wrinkle
Like,
free.
there's
It's
no
just no stress. Right.
Yeah.
His life it's good. He's laid back. He's happy.
That's the thing. Is
good
like
for him, man.
They always say like, oh, who would you want to emulate, right?
Right.
And a lot of people say like, oh, Elon Musk or Bill Gates and shit.
God.
Fuck that. Ed Boon has it figured out, man.
Yeah.
He's doing the thing he wants to do.
It makes him happy.
It makes him money. It makes him happy. And the community loves him.
Right. And everyone's happy to have it.
And I take it even a step further. He gets to be a troll.
Yeah, a little bit. He has his moments.
He's got the best of all the worlds.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
You don't see too many people doing
we
that.
get $2. What else was we looking at the Games
All right.
Fest?
So that was exciting, right?
Of course, yeah. For us, that's the main focus.
Right. Obviously, I love Mortal Kombat. And then another big one was we got a trailer finally. For Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley, he teased. So Final Fantasy 16 did a thing.
Yep.
It looks good.
Yep.
But it's whatever. If you're not deep into Final Fantasy, it looks good. It's not the greatest thing ever.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'm not deep into it.
Neither am I.
I enjoy them.
Right. So I saw it and I was like, oh, it looks good. Like, I probably won't play it unless it's free.
Sure.
And then he made a comment and he's just like, well, speaking of Final Fantasy, and the fans went nuts.
Oh.
Right? He's like, oh, no. That's not what it is. DoorDash is giving away free tacos from Taco Bell if you use code Final Fantasy. Right?
Yeah.
So you kind of pull us away from it. It's just like, well, who fucking cares?
And he's like, because there's the new Final Fantasy, idiots.
So finally he pulls an apple or whatever, and he's just, there's just one more thing. And then we get the preview.
Trailer, yeah.
And it's a fully open world.
Oh.
So here's the thing. It looks as good as the first game. And you know how good Final Fantasy VII Remake was.
Yeah.
Graphically.
Yeah. Beloved.
It's open world with that kind of quality graphics.
That's very difficult.
Yeah. We didn't get an actual release date. They said 2024. So next year.
Yeah, not too long.
No. But I'll be curious to see, how far it goes.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's, it's on 2 discs.
Oh, wow.
I know. That was a huge,
what a blast from the fucking past.
People got super excited because, obviously, if
people are happy that it's a 2-disc experience again.
If you're going to digitally download it, right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
No, of course
not. But if you buy it physical, for it to be on 2 discs is... Oh my God.
What a blast from the past. That brings me back to an earlier time of my life.
Take it even a step.
Damn.
Take it even a step further, right?
Yep.
You're on modern day discs.
Yep.
I don't even know. Are they still using blue?
I don't know.
Ray?
I downloaded it all.
That's what. Me too. I'm fully digital. But assuming, I know a lot of people go in for the physical special editions because they have
sure,
whatever sculptures or
all
whatever.
All sorts of bonus shit.
Right. You're saying 2 discs?
Yeah.
Even if it's Blu-ray? What are we talking? 200 gigabits?
Yeah, I guess.
Which makes sense if you're going fully open world.
That is going to be a massive fucking game.
Here's the thing, is that I remember being younger when E3 was kind of in its prime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're when I want to get a little older, I'm going to go to the E3
Not
games.
even that. When games would come out, people would go nuts.
Sure.
And then as I got older, it almost seemed like the audience kind of lost its
There
luster.
was a lull.
Right.
There was this era where G4 wasn't relevant anymore.
Well, G4 was gone.
That's just it. Gone entirely for a while.
Right. And games
and
we were getting leaks on the
wasn't
internet.
Cool. Right.
It wasn't that big of a deal. And then take it even a step further, the big three, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, would do their own showcases.
Right.
So it's just like they're not showing up at E3. We're not super into just these indie games.
Right.
And then Keighley comes along.
Scoops up that space.
Right. And we're getting all these
Makes
like
the right
world premieres, quote unquote.
Right.
And I've never seen excitement like that.
It's cool, man.
Right.
It feels like we're back in a renaissance of gaming
and it feels
again.
good. It makes you excited to game again.
There felt like it was weird because I was like, is it just me? Am I just getting less into games?
It was
Or
just the, you know,
it was a bad
people
atmosphere.
evolve.
I feel like a lot of gaming was getting very samey. I feel like the creative space was pumping out a lot of the same stuff. And that's not to say there wasn't gems in there. Obviously, the new God of War games, outstanding.
Yeah, but like
Our
you're
recent
too far.
Souls
You're
games.
too far ahead.
Yeah.
You know, because like I would say, pre-COVID, right? E3
Mm-hmm.
really kind of lost its luster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I would say like 2019, 2020,
Sure.
E3 still had a say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after that happened, right? You know,
a small say at that point.
sure, but like you can't deny the general public, which is what they always did. That it was supposed to just be like,
Right.
you know, IGN and
the journalists. Right.
etc. And then, you know, the internet has really kind of come to fruition at this point.
Yep.
And I think that Game Fest, not even Game Fest, the Game Awards and now Summer Game Fest
Right.
are kind of the answer.
Yeah.
Like,
They definitely are.
like people are tuning into that,
Like I said,
period.
It's the Oscars of gaming.
It's cheaper for your average gamer,
Right.
right? And all of the big names are still willing to show up. Because it's cheaper for them too at the end of the day.
It is.
They don't have to have a physical
They don't have to do their own thing. Build their own
Exactly.
event.
and you know,
all of
it's sad to a degree. As someone who's a fan of like PAX East,
Right.
I love that. I love going and seeing, you know, the booths.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I care about a show.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be this open public event. It can be something that's cool and private and regulated. And
I got to be honest with you. The summer game. Look. I've been on board for the Game Awards since. It's probably been about 3 years since I've fully been on board. I said, you know, get rid of E3, which I guess they're doing now.
yeah, it looks like it.
And now that we have the Summer Game Awards too,
Yep.
that's huge.
Yeah, I think we're pretty well covered at this point.
So we got the MK1.
Yeah, MK1.
You know,
We got our
MK1
new Final
preview.
Fantasy.
I think MK1 is going to be insane.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
Before we call for the day, was there any other big ones? 'Cause I didn't
So,
see the whole award
again,
show. So
knowing how kind of Jeff Keighley sets it up, so the Game Awards is one day,
yep.
right? And we get huge announcements.
Yeah,
there.
that's where the big deals go.
But now we have the Summer Game Awards, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and some. You know, there's a couple tomorrow, but like the big.
Big ones have probably
Right.
gone. Unless they
we
hold
got-
something off.
So obviously we got the MK1
Yep.
preview.
Right.
Xbox did their showcase.
Right.
They opened their showcase with Fable.
Wow.
I know. So here's the thing. I don't expect
Strong opening.
I know. I don't expect Fable until 2025.
Yeah.
But
And look, I'm not gonna lie. Hot take for can we wrap it up here today? Is
yeah.
I never cared for Fable or its
Really?
sequels. Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I love Fable.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
Here's the thing. It's exciting to see a new Fable. As someone who's a fan of Fable and,
Sure.
and associates that with Microsoft,
Yeah.
that's a huge deal to me.
Yeah, and look, I'm not gonna say I didn't give these games a try.
Yeah.
I played all the way through the first one. like twice. And I fucking played the third one to completion as well. The second one's the only one I didn't get through.
Yeah.
But
the
like,
third one's really good.
it was a slog in trying to make myself like them.
Really?
Yeah. Well, again, we'll talk
Even
about it later.
3?
We're way off topic.
3
at
at a
this
dog,
point.
dude. Shame on
It
you.
sure fucking did.
All right, look, let's move on. So the
What?
announced Fable, right? That was
Right,
the
that's
first,
a big one as well.
That's what they
It's a
opened
huge
with.
property.
So then we also got, there's a bunch of indie games coming out, which is to be expected with Xbox. And I got to
Sure.
tell you, the one thing I like about Xbox over everything else is their
Okay.
Game Pass. What an incredible
Oh, it's
deal.
good.
Oh, my
Very
God.
good.
And to wrap it up, so the final thing that really stuck out to me was they did like a Starfield kind of preview.
Yeah, okay.
How do you feel about that?
So, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel. Because
Yeah.
to me, it sounds cool in concept,
And it looks cool in concept.
but something about it just feels generic to me.
Sure. And you know what rubs me the wrong way?
What's that?
Did you ever play the Obsidian game? What the hell was that called? Like
The recent one?
yeah,
Outer Worlds?
Yeah, Outer Worlds.
Yes.
It almost has a feel of that, but more polished.
Right. Just the difference of AA to AAA studio,
Like,
essentially.
the money's there kind of thing. Speaking of Obsidian,
That's one of the first things I thought of when I saw that game, too.
So, so that's kind of
essentially.
what turned me off with Starfield. Here's the thing. It's free
Yep.
on Game Pass.
Sure.
Right. So
there's, like, no
how can you
reason not to
right,
play it?
How
I
can
know
you
what
not
you
give
mean.
it a chance?
Yeah.
I think-
I gotcha.
I think there's going to be some interesting concepts, right? I like the
Sure,
idea of
sure.
building your own ship.
Right.
I'm curious to see what they do with like these AI generated worlds.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, right, there's going to be 3 or 4 or 5 hubs
And
cities and stuff.
Right. I know what you're saying. I know what you're getting at.
Right. So like if it's going to feel like that and then 90% of the time is going to be at those 5
World hopping, hub
right,
to hub.
right. And then like
and not really doing else
right. There's
other places.
There's
Right.
10% of like computer generated randomness.
Sure.
That to me doesn't like you're taking away like don't waste the resources on 10%.
Right. On this weird random
Right.
extra nonsense.
Right. It looks pretty good. It looks like a mix of Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but like I don't know. It's free on Game Pass, so I'll try it.
Yeah, when is that supposed to drop?
That's in September.
Oh, no shit. So
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
So-
I mean, I'll probably give it a go.
Right, but Mortal Kombat's coming out in September.
Oh,
I
probably not
know.
that much of a go.
So before we wrap it up, the other thing I'm really excited about. I like Obsidian,
Yeah, of course.
and
They're
I
good.
liked Outer Worlds. I thought it was a fun AA game.
Yep. It had its blemishes, but I think overall it was a good game. Good
Free on
title.
Game Pass. So
Yep, same
I
deal.
wouldn't pay for it, but if I'm paying for Game Pass, I'm good.
Right.
They're coming out with a game called Arrowhead,
Okay.
which is basically their answer to what I would call Skyrim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I could get into that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Free on Game Pass, which how do you beat that?
Yeah, again, Games Pass is it's a
I don't know how
fantastic
they're
value.
running. Like, I don't know how they're paying for that.
I don't question it. I assume they just have a ton of subscribers.
Well, it's Microsoft. Like, they got
They
the
have
money.
tons.
Who cares? So it's coming out next year.
okay.
Fable's probably going to be 2025. That game
Yeah,
I was
you were
telling you at
saying that.
Midnight's probably going to be 2025.
Yeah, some farther out previews.
Right, but it was exciting. They previewed the Senua Sacrifice 2, Hellblade 2, like, which I don't know if you played the first
I
one.
didn't.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Huh.
It
Okay.
was so good.
I've
It's
heard
on-
good things.
It's
yeah.
on Game Pass, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
The second one, they're using the technology that's a bit like
That's how it was the first time too. Where
I
it was
know.
like
The
supposedly
small
a
studio.
really, really good.
Oh,
looking
so
game.
good. So that's coming out next year. And then we got a new Star Wars game.
Oh,
Yeah, Outlaws, which I think has the potential to look good. Like it's not
Really?
you're not a Jedi.
Okay, I'm
You're just
okay with that.
Right. Me too.
It doesn't always have to be a Jedi just because it's Star Wars.
Right. So we got some I don't know, we got some exciting things coming to Xbox.
Good. I'm glad to
Which
hear
you like to see because obviously PlayStation has been killing it. We had
Yeah.
God of War,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
it. Right. As far as the exclusives go, generally that's PlayStation's bag.
But I
hey,
think I
Strong
will say
showing recently from the old Xbox.
I will say Game Pass is the better deal in my
Sure.
opinion.
Right.
And to see Microsoft come out with something that has been the best showcase.
Right. Super cool showcase.
Oh my god, incredible. All right. So with that one, let's put this to bed.
Yeah. We'll wrap it there.
Yeah.
We can get into weeds all night.
What do you got going on?
Well, I got that 10th edition box coming in, and
You gonna do like an unboxing or what's happening? with
maybe
that?
that's maybe I'll open it up and we'll take a look at
What
it.
do you
as
need
a
me to do? I'll
screw.
strip naked. I'll film it.
Don't
for
be
you.
doing that. I can't put that on TikTok. So
Well,
you can
if
find
I'm
me at
fi-
partially proficient on TikTok. Evan will not be naked there.
No, I'll be fully.
No,
clothed.
we'll maybe we'll paint some of the new
I want to see it.
Leviathan box
Yeah,
together.
for sure. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Sounds
We
like
got
fun.
some 40K games coming out.
Yeah, couple of good ones.
Oh
Bolt
my
Gun
God.
just came out recently. People
I know.
love it.
Very excited.
Space Marine 2 has gotten some really
and
great
then we got our
previews
boy
recently.
Cavill coming out with the show.
Yeah, he's working on it. I that one's probably a long bake.
I know,
before
but
we
I'm
see
just saying,
anything,
like,
but-
if you're even
Oh yeah,
kind of circling the 40K wagon, like, get ready.
yeah, it's big time to be into it.
All right,
All right.
guys, so you know where we're at. CatalystCrafting.com is the main website. Catalyst Creations NH is the Etsy store. A little bit exciting. We're gonna be at Granite State Comic Con in September. We got our we got our table. So let me know what you guys think. Are you playing Street Fighter? Who's your main?
The modern controls killing it, or is it good for the new players?
Yeah, do you feel like you're losing something, with the quote-unquote easification?
Right. Is it killing the core of the game?
How do you feel about Twitch's new,
CEO.
well, and as far as the Summer Game Fest goes...
What are you anticipating most? You gotta tell us.
All right, crew. We'll catch you on the next one. Oh, I have so much editing to do, Paul.
No!